speaking of trades, let's go ahead and transition right now. Let's talk about the elephant in the room right now. Russell Westbrook versus John Wall. I'm going to let you guys go before I cook. I only need a minute, but I'm going to let you guys go first. Big Shot, talk your shit. Oh, I'm sorry, Mo. Talk your shit.
I just got a quick thing to add.
Yeah.
This feels a lot like what a couple of trades FC Washington has done in their lifetime, where they just gave up a little too much for some players that didn't quite work out. Seems like it's a Washington thing right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's kind of like Champ Bailey, huh? Champ Bailey, Clinton Portis,
and the RG3 trade, to be honest with you, Champ and RG3.
Right.
But that's
I don't even understand. You know, Mo, we talk about certain things, and if we hopefully we get a football conversation here as well after this.
We will.
I just want to say this. I want to say this, and I'm gonna be honest. You never trade a cornerback and a running back as an even fucking swap.
Oh.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh.
My issue with this is, from what I've read, it's Washington making this trade is choosing Bradley Beal over John Wall. If that's the case, and you're saying Bradley Beal is my franchise guy and a cornerstone guy, which is a great choice, why Westbrook? Because to me, it would be better to say, John, if you're healthy, you're going to transition into this more pure of a point guard room, and Bradley get the ball, and Bradley going to get his 30 a night, and the offense runs through Bradley, rather than bring Westbrook here, and we know how Russell is. And MJ is Russell's guy, but what's the old saying? A tiger don't change his stripes.
I don't want him to. I'm going to explain why. I'm going to let everybody go.
Which is cool, but why, if he's not going to change his stripes, why would you pair him with the guy that you believe in? So MJ,
okay,
I'm gonna take
I'll go right now.
Break, and MJ, hey, break it down for the people. I'll be right back.
No worries. All right, so I'm Westbrook's defense attorney right now because he is the guy that I said I'm riding with. Here's the reason why. If Westbrook would have went with another guard that I felt like couldn't facilitate and do all the things that couldn't complement him, I would have said this was a bad move. I've been telling y'all this for the longest. Bradley Beal is just as good as James Harden. I stand by that. I mean that. And I mean that in every facet of basketball. He can create, he can facilitate, he can shoot, he can get to the line, he can defend. This dude is a superstar in the making. And for those of you who actually paid attention to Houston when they traded away Clint Capella, something that I did not agree with, when they just was able to leave the paint open so that Russell Westbrook can just have the paint at will, Russell Westbrook played pretty efficient. Russell Westbrook did his thing. He only took about 2 threes a game when the paint was open. So you have a guy that in Westbrook that showed me that he can change and he can be coached. That was the first time I ever seen that. Prior to him going to Houston, every time I've seen Westbrook, it was just dribble the ball full speed and figure it out. Up until Houston, when he had a guard next to him who did the thinking for him, who did the facilitating for him, who did all these things for him. So if we're going to just talk about Russell, you could just be in attack mode all game, sign me up for that. Because we know he can attack. We've never had a problem with him attacking. The problem is people kept putting him in a situation in which he had to run true point guard. He's not a true point guard. He's not. But guess what? Bradley Beal is. And I think on the low, I know it's personal connections. Sorry, Joe Maver. I know it's personal connections with Wall. But Wall is a true point guard. Bradley Beal is a true facilitator that can score. So Washington made the right decision on going with Beal over Wall. Wall, we still don't know if he can score like that. I'm hoping he can. I hope he can shoot the jumper like he shoot in the videos that he put on the open gyms. I mean, we all know that can go either way. But I'm hoping this jump shot did improve. So I'm wishing the best for both of those guys. But what I do know is Bradley Beal showed us he can do everything. If Russell Westbrook is a second option, he's a hell of a second option. He's just not a first option.
Let's bring in my man Jeremy. Jeremy has been the acting president of the Cleveland chapter of the Bradley Beal fan club.
Cleveland chapter.
The Cleveland chapter of the Bradley Beal fan club. And Jerm is the president. Jerm, as a Bradley Beal fan, how do you feel about this?
The only thing I'm concerned about for this situation is I just want to see Russ play a little bit more without the basketball. If he can do that, that's going to change the whole complexion of everything. Because I don't think anybody wants to see, I don't want to see Harden, I don't want to see Durant, I don't want to see Kyrie Irving, I don't want to see LeBron, I don't want to see AD. The list goes on, but I don't want to see certain players off 3-quarter back screens. I don't want to see these players coming off of back screens or cutting from the wing, coming in dunking on people. I don't want to see that. And that's what it looks like we can see. Washington has players around that are that's gonna make this interesting. But the thing that's so underrated about my guy Brad Beal is he's efficient and he's effective. He don't have to shoot the ball 50 times to make an impact on the game. He can shoot the ball right at about 15, 17 shots a game. If he's knocking them down, that is going to be the hardest 15 for 17 for 50 points you ever seen in your life. Because that means he's going to the free throw line, and he's still going to get you some assists. That's a filthy man. That's a filthy man.
And you know who else was like that? Kevin Durant. And when Kevin Durant was paired with Westbrook, where did they go? To the finals.
Yep.
I'm gonna say one last thing.
Okay.
I said this to me and Trav talked about this, and we ain't gonna disclose the whole conversation because that's brother talk. But I said to Trav a year and a half ago, I said I like Bradley Beal more, and give me Brad Beal over James Harden. I think he makes better winning basketball plays overall, and I just think his situation dictates a lot of the stuff that we've seen from him. That's just me.
Hey, and let me say this before I move. I swear I will let you move. I will not say anything else, but let me please just get this out. You know what Russell Westbrook is? Russell Westbrook is a microcosm of America.
See, why we gonna make you stop talking if you're cooking like this?
Hey, Russell Westbrook is a microcosm of America. Russell Westbrook was an unknown. He came out of high school. Nobody knew him. And what he did was he said he going to grind until he get where he want. And I'm going to be real with you. This is something that is never admitted in real life, but it's the truth. If a human being had a choice between picking winning championships and getting their stats and money, they're going to pick getting their stats and money. So for all of y'all that's criticizing Westbrook, yeah, I see you guys putting that arm sleeve on and shooting 30 times in a rec league you paying $150 to play in. I'm going to need you to shut your mouth. For all of y'all who criticizing Westbrook, but you telling your 12-year-old boy in a bitty basketball game to shoot 40 times to get 20 points so you can have something to talk about at Thanksgiving, I'm going to need you to shut your mouth. It's real. Y'all want the same thing that Westbrook wants, but y'all still criticize him for doing it. And he's made north of what, $200 million doing it? Ain't that what y'all really want in real life?
Hey, we're going to let Ham get in, and then there's 2 questions from the comments we got to get to before we get to the NFL talk, if we can really bring my man Moski in. Ham, what you got on it, and then we're going to get to the people.
Just real quick on my end, it was one of those deals where it was just like, yo, this dude wanted out over here. It was reported that this dude wanted out over here. Make these parties happy and get them to new spots. I personally kind of root for both to do well in each spot. Same reason that MJ mentioned about, with Russ. It's like, okay, it's really a fresh, coat of paint for both, because you give. Now, it's a little murky in Houston because you're $40+ million dude, not happy. But at the same time, you got no choice. You got to gut it out and see through until they decide what they're going to do with it. If they decide Boogie as well,
Yep.
little extra rejuvenation there, new coach, new everything there. So that's the intriguing part really for Houston for me in that regard. But aside from that, I don't look at this one as I saw this being discussed in the group, who won, who lost. Like, the problem is even of a swap as you're gonna get right now. And we ain't gonna really be able to tell. And even by this season result, I don't think that's gonna be the true gauge as to who won or who lost. I don't think we really got that yet. It's just moving the parts that need to be moved. So these people can go and they freshen up their direction. Basically with that.
All right, we got 2 questions in the comments, and then we definitely got to involve my main man Mo, because we're gonna get into this NFL and what's happening here. So Mo, shoot us with the questions, and then we're gonna definitely want your expertise, brother.
Well, it's actually 2 questions actually from me. The question in the comments is from Artie, asking who had the most triple doubles for a rookie. Answer to that, Jay, do you know? I got it.
It's probably Oscar.
That is Oscar indeed.
Right.
1960. And Ben Simmons was second.
People gotta realize Oscar averaged a triple double for 5 seasons. Well, the first 5 seasons was 30, 10, 10. Like legit. You accumulate his first 5. That's any era that you in.
I think the rookie record is what he's asking though. Is he asking for the number again?
It's probably Oscar.
Number 26?
He got 26.
26, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he got 26.
Damn.
Got 2 lab questions though. Number 1, what was the main basketball reason that they decided, Washington that is, that they had to split Beal and Wall up? And number 2, you talk about what Westbrook was and how, you know, that 2 and a possible they had in OKC, that 2 and a possible that took the Warriors to 3-1 and Miami to the finals. Again, when against Miami in the finals. That's my alarm for at 4:15 in the afternoon. Don't ask me why. My second question, can Bradley Beal be that number 1 guy on the court while Russell Westbrook is on the court?
I got 2 answers for you. The second answer to the second question is we don't know.
Okay.
The first answer is you do it because you need to be able to find out. So the order of your questions, if we switch it back, is I don't know and we need to find out.
Okay.
If Bradley Beal is really like that, we have to find out at some point.
Okay.
And we're not going to find out if John Wall, because the only way John Wall is going to be who he is if he gets to run pure point guard.
Okay.
That means the ball is dominating in his hands. He's shrinking the court, pushing the ball. He's making every decision. And eventually now, because we're seeing what he's able to like, you know, adjust as far as his game goes, now he could probably hit a set 3 here and there. But Bradley Beal shown last year with a team of scraps, to be real, that they were still in the bubble. Yeah. Because of his ability to do other things besides just shoot the basketball. At this point, we have to invest and find out. We have to.
And what you got, and then we're gonna get to this football.
And another piece with that too, did they cut Wall's money down? You know, did they like prorate him down? Because he was like at 40. And his number went to like 26, 28 or whatever it was. This is how they get him and the pick, and the first round pick with them. And so it made that gamble even more like, okay, we still got a little insurance on the back end, but we, like if they said, we gotta try this now. Oh, what we gonna find out is by finding out.
Yeah.
Because they pretty much maxed out what they had with that. We know that, but it's like, yo, they still be competitive.
That's fair. I understand that.
Now,